to prison?
2013, I got out, yeah.
You got out in 2013. From the walls?
Yeah, I was released from walls. Yeah.
That's when you got released? And that's after TDC had turned into TDCJ.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be safe prison then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, right now, people got it made the way it is now, but safe prison won't do no good back in the 70s and 80s.
What's the difference between, as they call it, the safe prisons and how it was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s?
Yeah. Well, right now, well, back then, because there was turnkeys, the turnkeys, you know, inmate police, and turnkeys and...
Turnkey.
There's the inmates were the turnkeys. They had the keys and they run the blocks, you know, because they were like inmate police, you know. If your door open after 10, about, they call them marranos, right? The turnkeys, they call them pigs, or marranos. If the boss points you out, they'll go click on him, about 4 or 5 of them.
And it's a real key that
yeah.
So they would go into people's cells and kill them and shit.
Yeah, beat them down. And same thing in the whole squads in the fields. They had the lead row and the tail row and the strikers. They work for the morning, you know. So if you're missing up on the line, boss man put you out, they'll go click on you, beat you down. Then the boss man will drag you to the impound and get out and go to work. You know. But,
so they were cool with like the convict guards. Are you talking about convict guards and inmates who are cool with them?
No, I mean they work for the convicts were working for the warden, for the
guards.
See, after that's why AMA came up and TS and that's why the gangs came up, because of the turnkeys, because they used to click on people. Beat them down.
The officers used to click on people.
Yeah. The officers used to beat you down, but then they got the inmate police to beat you down. And then after they beat you down, the officers beat you down too. So, yeah. And that Ruiz also, they Ruiz, he flipped the whole system, right? The day Ruiz versus Estelle. All that, yeah, that was true. Everything came out in the courtroom. That was all true. We were eating horses for food. They were feeding us horses and shit, dead horses, dead animals.
What has it been like since you got out in 2013? What has life? Have you been homeless?
Yep, I still am.
So, tell me about your family and where you grew up, and about your little childhood until you started using drugs.
Okay, well, I'm from the east side, from 3rd Street, and I was born and raised there on 3rd Street. And I've been living on 3rd Street since all my life. We just sold the house, right? But we've been there 56 years, and I'm 62, so even those 4 years I was on 3rd Street, but a few blocks down. So I was born and raised on 3rd Street. And the thing, what happened with me, is I don't know what you can call it, but when I was in juvenile, right, I used to get picked up for sniffing spray and, spray sniffing and bringing in cars and stealing bottles and stuff like that, right? Nothing really serious, right? But but we sniffing spray and I'll be going.
Spray paint?
Yeah, white silver and gold and copper.
Right?
Yeah, 1401, gold, 1401.
Silver was okay.
Yeah, and then it changed, so this one was better than the other one.
Okay.
But but at first, before spray, it was glue, contact glue. You put in a plastic bag, wet bag. Boy, you hear UFOs and helicopters. You hear all that. But anyway,
right.
Yeah, and then see, well, I was going to juvenile, and then
Juvenile, you mean Gardner Bed?
Gardner Bed, yeah, and but they couldn't catch me when the officer was after me. It was fast, jump fences. I know all the neighborhoods, right? So they couldn't catch me, and they'll be mad. And they'll tell me, "We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you." And sure enough, they got me. But what happened was when I turned 17, I was on the run from TYC because they sent me to TYC for burglary.
What is TYC?
Texas Youth Council.
Texas Youth Commission?
Yeah, it comes in Gatesville, Brownswood. They sent me to Brownwood. Like they sent me to Brownwood, and well, there's the reception center, and then the hill, right? The La Loma. Well, anyway, I ran away. So I was like 15 or 16, right?
You ran away from TYC?
Yeah, I ran away. On a blackout, there was a blackout, and power went out, and me and a few made a run. We got away. So while I was over here in Austin, the officer who sent me to TYC, his name was, he's a IG right now, gang intelligence. His name's Ralph De Los Fuentes. Yeah, De Los Fuentes. I think he's the one that arrested me for that burglary and sent me to TYC, right? But when I escaped, he was the first one who saw me in Austin. And he saw me and boom, he chased me and I got away from him. They hated me because I would get away and they'll tell me, we're going to get you. So I was 15, but I made a lot of, they chased me a lot of times when I was 16, 17, and well, when I turned 18, no, I was still 17, and they arrested me and charged me with aggravated robbery that I didn't do. I didn't even know what that meant, right? Aggravated robbery. I was shopping at Escapee with my sister, right? And two detectives walked in and they said, "What's your name?" And I tell them my name. They said, "Well, you're under arrest. Got one for your arrest." My sister said, "What do you take? I'll pay for you." They said, "No, he got one for his arrest for aggravated robbery." I said, "Well, man, I don't want to be in jail for nothing. They're going to know it was me or not today because I don't want to." Yeah. And they took me in. I didn't know anything until 4 months later. I was in the old county jail. And I was 17, I guess. And 4 months later, I get a official visit and they say, "I've been assigned to represent you. I'm your court appointed. My name is Peter Zaramba." I never heard of that name again ever since. But anyway, sure enough, they charged me with aggravated robbery. I was supposed to rob a Safeway on Justin Lane and Burnett Road. Up to this day, I never stepped foot in that store, that Safeway. Well, anyway, I went to a jury trial.
That's the north side.
I went to a jury trial and got found guilty and got sent to prison. They
What
gave me,
unit?
well, this was, when they found me guilty, it was in 78, in July of 1978. No, in November they found me guilty, and I got arrested in July. Well, in November I went to trial and they found me guilty, and they sentenced me to 8 years, TDC, right?
8 years?
8, but the DA was asking for 80 and all that, but they gave me 8. And they said, "Oh, you got lucky." I said, "How did I get lucky? I didn't do no robbery." I didn't get lucky with 8. And anyway, so I got out. They let me get out on appeals bond. I put my case on appeal. When they found me guilty, the judge said, "You got anything to say?" I said, "Yeah, I want to put my case on appeal." So I put it on appeal. They let me make bond, appeals bond. My dad put up the deed to the house, and let me out of bond for a year. And then I got a letter that says, "Go to court." I go, and they said, "Your appeal was denied. You could be put under custody." Boom, they locked me up. And so I went to prison, and I went to diagnostic, all that, and I got sent to, Gatesville. Gatesville became TYC. I got sent to Gatesville, and that's where I was, and I did, well, the time I did in the county, I did like a year before I got out on bond, right? So they gave me that year, and I did like 3 years. So I made like total like close to 5 years, and they let me out on.
In Gatesville?
Yeah, they let me out on parole. But since I didn't do that robbery, and what happened, I had a lot of hate for the judges and the police, because they're the ones, the justice system took my freedom, you know, and I didn't know anything, but I needed counseling, but so I just had a lot of hate, a lot of anger, right? I had a lot of anger, right? And I had that anger all to just recently. The last time I went to prison, I found out I have to forgive, you know. But anyway, all that anger caused me to go back to prison, you know. So I was going to prison because I had all that anger, right? But the first time I was introduced to dope, which was methamphetamine, crank.
Crank.
Yeah, I did a fix, and I felt relief from all that anger, you know. And I liked it because I got relief from it, you know, and so I started using crank, and then addiction showed up, and then so I have to support my habit, right? So doing, you know, breaking law, so back to prison. So yeah, I keep going back to prison. I'll go do 4 or 5 years, come out 3 months, go back 4 or 5 years, come back a month. One time I did a week and went and got back, you know. But this last time I got because I got like 5 or 6 numbers. Well, this last time I got a deuce in 2010. They gave me 2 years for drugs. All my convictions been for drugs except that first one, that robbery that I didn't do. So when I would never, every time I'm on parole, I never do a self, anything for myself, because I know they're gonna give me a servo. You know, they ain't gonna give me parole, they give me servo, because I got a 3G, which is aggravated. The first conviction was aggravated, so because of that, I'm not eligible for short way or nothing, so that made me discharged. So I never do anything, but this last time I got a deuce, I found out I was going to see parole, so I made a letter, what do you call it, a self-support letter, and I told them, you look at my record, I ain't got to tell you, I've been in and out of prisons. I said, but all these times I've been in these institutions, I ain't had got no help, and when I get released, I come face to face with the same addictive cycle, which keeps defeating me over and over, because I don't know why, but so I said, I hope this sentence justifies not only myself, but society, because that's who I would, so anyway, they gave me an F5-6 instead of a solo, like most of the time. So F5-6 means I gotta go to a substance abuse program for 6 months, and then once I complete that, they'll give me parole.
Was it an inpatient?
Yeah, over in TDC, they sent me to the Blanc unit, that's in Beaumont. So I went to that, it's like almost like a safety, but it's about drugs. And I learned a lot from there, but my counselor right away said, I noticed a lot of anger in you, and I told her why and everything, and she said, well, you gotta learn to forgive so you can move forward. But these people are still doing the same thing they were doing back in '78, they just crossing off people. They're sending people to prison that don't,
Did you learn how to forgive?
I didn't know how, but I asked the Lord to help me.
Have you learned?
Yes, because I told the Lord, I told me how to forgive. I don't know how to do it. I want to forgive. And he little by little, I learned to forgive them, and it's a justice system, right? But it's just a business thing, and there's no justice in the courtroom. There's no justice.
Did you ever learn the Serenity Prayer?
Not really. I never went to AA and all that, but I know that most of it is Bible based, and I learned through the book, through the Bible, how to.
God,
Yeah.
give me the courage. No, God, give me the wisdom
Give me a
change the
courage.
things I can. No, excuse me. God, give me the courage to change the things I can,
The wisdom
and the wisdom
to know the difference.
to know the difference.
Yeah, something like
Something like that.
Yeah,
But it makes sense
yeah,
because we can't control
yeah,
all
yeah,
that stuff.
mhm,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
What's
So,
the craziest thing you saw that you ever seen in prison?
well, you know that movie that they see Blood In, Blood Out, La Onda Night? People laugh at the movie, but that's for real. That's happened in prison. That's where, you know, and that was in terror unit that time. On Beetle is like that too. Beetle one, ambulance every day. You hear ambulance get every day.
What part? Like
And Beetle one.
someone getting raped with a broomstick?
No, shank, stabbings and stuff, you know. Gang, you know, it's not a one-on-one, it's all gangs, you know.
How
but
old were you when you first tried heroin?
I first tried heroin like in 76, so I was like 15, yeah.
How many of your family, not friends, family, have you had die from drug overdoses?
Family, I got 1, 2, 3. One wasn't an overdose, but it was drug involved.
Right,
So,
like your brothers also, like
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
And Pelon and all that.
Yeah, Pelon and Papi and Joe and
Tony.
Nandi too, and Tony and then Anna, the car it was leaking carbon, whatever.
Carbon dioxide?
Yeah,
Carbon dioxide, yeah.
yeah, and but she was also, she had some drugs in her system, so they found her dead in the car.
So,
And then, it's been about, 90s, it's been at least Joe, Tony, and then
your brother?
90s, Pete, and then Pelon. It's been at least 5 or 6 people that.
And then that girl that was doing a line with her boyfriend?
Yeah, that was Anna.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
I knew all of them except for her.
Okay, yeah. And Fernando, they found him in an old boy, what do you call
On
it?
Slaughter?
No, right here on 3rd.
Oh, okay.
One of them restrooms, what do you call it? They found him in there. Well, apparently he OD'd Friday, and that old boy, they're working in the area, they didn't work in weekends, so when they went to work Monday, that's when they found him in the restroom, and he done blew up. And
so what is your drug of choice now?
he still heroin.
Heroin.
But I'm also strung out on fentanyl, not fentanyl, what you call that? Speeding.
Eddie. Which is fentanyl.
Fentanyl, yeah. Fentanyl, and,
Eddie, the street name.
yeah, fentanyl.
Any programs, methadone or anything like that?
If I've gone?
Methadone programs or anything?
I haven't gone to any. I don't know if there's any. I know way back in the 90s I went to it was like Alcoholic Anonymous, but it was Narcotic Anonymous. Yeah.
Do you have any desire to get clean, or
Yeah, man. I'm tired of this lifestyle, but I'm stuck in a.
you love heroin, right?
Not really. I love it because I need it now, but I mean, heroin's not even the same anymore anyway.
Eddie.
Yeah, well, some don't have pity. It ain't no good. It's just,
Are you doing ice?
yeah, I smoke too.
How do you think the ice, the crystal meth, has changed in the last 5 or 6 years? How has it changed?
Well, when it first came out, it was good, it was strong, and it was expensive, but right now it's just,
Eddie.
I mean, yeah, everything's being laced with steady.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
In the pills, the meth,
Yeah.
and the chiva. You know?
Yeah, even on crack and ice.
Yeah.
So,
Can you tell us about just like your normal day?
What's a normal day like for Jimmy?
well, man, I don't know how to do anything but look for my next fix, make a move for my next fix, and but what happened to me too is in '96 I did a bad deal, and I made sold some bad dope. I beat some people and sold them some trash and intentionally. And then they seen me and they put the car on me, and I was on the sidewalk. Boom, they put the car on me, and they hit me, and I didn't wake up for 2 months. They hit me in May, and then I woke up in July, and I didn't know nobody else. I didn't know, that was, I'm only alive because Lord, thank God, but.
So the penitentiary in the street life, that's all you know?
Yeah, and I've been wanting to get a job and save some money, and and I can't. There's no. I don't know what. I don't know how to do anything, but I know I did roofing all my life, but I can't do that no more because
you can't get the monkey off your back in order to get your job and achieve your goals. Because it sounds like to me you're saying that one of your goals is to get a job, save some money.
I've been wanting to do that, but I can't. And then
because of the addiction.
Right? Yeah, and then because of that accident too, I lost my vision. I can't see with this eye. I lost my right eye and my brain. I get total memory loss, because of that accident, and so I'm really disabled mentally and physically, but I'm not getting no check. I need some help, but I don't know which way to turn, but I need a
caseworker.
Huh?
You need a caseworker.
Yeah, most of my life I've had a parole officer or something, and then since that aggravated robbery crime in '78, all the way into '06, I was on parole or in prison. In '06, I finished my parole. I was free, didn't have to report nothing. I didn't know what to do. I felt lost because I've been reporting all my life, and so I don't know.
I got a few real serious questions to ask you. Answer them all honestly. Do you think that drugs will kill you one day?
Yes, if I don't get off of them now, yes. I've OD'd that ferry. I would get on that ferry about 4 times. and died, but they brought me back, you know. But and I still got a fix, and
The other one, the next question is, what do you want Jimmy's life to look like in the next 3 years?
I wanna be clean. I wanna be clean from drugs. I wanna be clean, and I wanna have some kind of a financial help. I mean, and be that grandfather I'm supposed to be. I got a daughter and my grandkid, boy, he loves me, and the dope keeps me away from it. I don't want them to see me like that, so I stay away.
Are you HIV positive?
No, I'm good. I'm thank God.
Hep C.
Not Hep C. I was Hep C, but in 2008, but in 2010 I was clean. In 2012 they told me I was good, so I went and tested again, and I'm good. From
your levels are so
they told me that my white cells were able to fight it off.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, they say it's rare, but it happens, and I was able to.
Well, just so you know, if you ever did want to go to a treatment center, and even if you wanted to go further than that, like sober living, and get into a program, which that's what I did, we can connect you with all those resources. We can put you in treatment, a state-funded bed,
Or even
if it's something that you wanted.
If you just wanted to start out with methadone, which is going to help you to not overdose from the study,
Yeah.
right? Because then you have a tolerance. So even if you just wanted to start there and then start with the case manager, you know, we could connect you with those
Yeah,
resources.
but I think the methadone, it takes long for the methadone to
No, they take math now.
Oh,
I got
on
mine, I got
2nd Street,
mine.
48 hours you can get in now because of the pandemic. They've got so much money now that they can get you in. It's no longer, I remember when I
it
used to
take
go
8 or 9 months.
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Nah, it's about, you go there at 12:30, knock on the door, tell them that you want to get back in because you don't want to do opiates.
Where is it at?
The 2nd Street Clinic. I got one more question to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have to say to the youngster who's starting to get into that life that we chose at a young age?
I would tell them all the truth about it because they didn't tell me the truth, you know. I mean, all the good side about it was it makes you feel good, you get high and all that, yeah, but the sickness and then the addiction and everything you have to do and makes you do, and it's not good. It's not good. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. There's no drug that's worth going through that.
If you could go back in time and change one thing, what would it be?
My juice, that would be.
You would have never tried drugs.
Because that, you know, but I don't know why, but maybe because of the problems I had, and then when you do drugs, it helps you escape from that, and it's easier and you like it more. But it's all a big fake, you know. The high's not good enough, and then the dope nowadays is no good.
It's a lie.
Yeah, maybe
The high is a lie.
It's a big old lie. It is because even the fentanyl, that's for people who really need to get surgery from. I mean,
people that have chronic illnesses.
Yeah, and man,
if you had one thing to say, like, to the community or like a burning desire that you have on your heart or on your soul, on your chest? What is it?
To the community. Yeah.
What is one thing that you want?
Yeah, well, I would, the society and everybody else, you know. I mean, I've done nothing but negative, you know, and I think about doing something positive for my neighborhood, you know, something good, and like my mom, you know, our parents. I can do time, man. I go 5 years and I go back 5 years, and I can do. But the time I'm doing, my mom, my parents are doing harder time, and that's killing them. I mean, that's probably for too.
That's a really sharp thing you just said.
Because
they're doing the time with you.
Yeah, and we can adjust to it, but they don't adjust to it.
Well, thanks, Jimmy. You're the man, and I love you. And if you ever decide,
but yeah, I've been thinking about that because I do wanna.
Just reach out to.
I want to know. I want to know how. What is this? Like a rehab? I mean, like a rehab.
A rehab is what I did, and I think it's the best choice if you really want to like go all in. But there's multiple pathways, like methadone, Suboxone, or harm reduction, all that. So reach out to me, reach out to Above and Below, and we'll lace you up with those resources.
All right, yeah, because I want to get off this. There's no lie. There's no lie. I mean, I don't know what. There's no life. I mean, with that stuff. I mean.
So in 6 months,
I want to live, and that's not life. And doing prison, I mean, doing dope.
No life below.
So in